Niche, it's me, your favorite chef. Now, I'd like to see what you can do when I give you a delicious piece of steak. I know how good you are and you're gonna do it justice, but it's not just the top cut. I wanna see what you can do with an elevated, inexpensive cut and take it to the next level. I know you've got this. The very best of luck. Love you.
Today, I'm gonna be making a beautiful cube steak prepared chicken fried style. For the first step is to prepare the dredge. Cornstarch, flour, salt and pepper, pinch of cayenne pepper. I also like to add just a touch of baking powder, which adds a lightness. Paprika is gonna give it this beautiful smoky background flavor. Some salt and pepper. So once your dredge is prepared, set it aside. Now we are getting into the marinade, super simple. I like to use Louisiana hot sauce and buttermilk. Buttermilk tenderizes your protein as it breaks down those muscle fibers. Add as much hot sauce as your heart desires. Give this a little mix, pinch of salt, a little pepper, and some fresh thyme. So once your marinade is complete, set it aside. For this chicken fried steak, I'm using a cube steak. You can find cube steak anywhere at your local grocery store. And how you add this sort of premium quality to it is by tenderizing it. So what I do is I take 2 sheets of plastic wrap. What that does is gives you a really strong surface, and it's gonna hold up to whatever you're pounding or flattening your meat out with. I'm using a meat tenderizer. You can use the bottom of a pan. You can use a sturdy cup. With those double sheets, just simply folding over, like so. And you want to, when you're flattening your meat, you're breaking up those muscle fibers, right? So you want to flatten and push away. This is a great tip for feeding a large family because it almost doubles the volume on your steak. So once you have your meat flattened out, you can add this to your seasoned marinade and set this aside. Now we're gonna start our delicious sauce. I'm using cremini mushrooms. I've sliced them thinly. And I like to cook my mushrooms in equal parts neutral oil, grapeseed, avocado oil, whatever you'd like. Small amount of oil, and a touch of butter for caramelization. Nice, beautiful, sturdy pan. Add in your mushrooms. Butter loves mushrooms. It adds in the caramelization. Pinch of salt. And whenever I saute my mushrooms, I learned this from one of my mentors actually, take a garlic fork and you just kind of toss that into your mushrooms as they're roasting. So it takes off a prep time and gives you that garlic flavor without being overpowering. So as the mushrooms caramelize, we want to deglaze and catch all those beautiful bits of flavor. So I love using soy when I make my mushroom sauces. It adds and double down on that umami flavor, as well as beef stock. Yum. Sprig of thyme, little black pepper. And for this chicken fried steak, I love this sort of creamy background flavor, so I add just a touch of milk. So for our chicken fried steak, using cast iron, nice even heat distribution. If you don't have cast iron, you want to use a heavy bottom skillet. Beautiful neutral oil. So for the green beans, what I like to do is a fun play on a green bean almondine. Basically green beans and almonds. The thing about green beans, I think generally they tend to be undercooked. So feel free to not only blanch your green beans, but actually cook them through. They're really delicious when they're cooked properly. Sauce is looking beautiful. Just adding a touch of milk to add a light creaminess. Oil's getting hot. I actually like to kill 2 birds with 1 stone and cook the green beans and toast the almonds at the same time. So in a hot skillet, it's gonna add the green beans, add our blanched sliced almonds, and allow those to sort of toast and come together. Always want to season as you go. And a touch of butter to aid in the caramelization process. Sauce is looking beautiful. Just gonna finish it with a touch of cream. A little bit of black pepper. Sauce is finished. Now it's time to fry our beautiful cube steak. This is a steak that I have prepped and marinated overnight. So nice and light in the dredge. Don't forget we seasoned the flour. So want to make sure you get in all those crevices. So you can test the temperature of your oil by just dropping a little bit of flour, and how much that flour bubbles up is going to tell you how hot it is, right? So I like to just add in a touch of flour and see where we're at, see what we're working with. Almonds are getting nice and toasted. You want to taste? A little bit of salt. And some pepper. All right, green beans are finished. We will set them aside. I've also prepared some mashed potato. Who doesn't love steak and mash? So cube steak into our seasoned flour. And I'm gonna place this in our shallow frying pan. I love using cast iron, nice even heat distribution. And again, no flavor opportunity left behind. I like to add some herbs into the actual frying oil. That's the sound of flavor. A little bit of crushed garlic in there as well. So these bubbles around the outside, that's gonna indicate how hot the actual oil is. So as our steak fries, get the elements together to plate this beautiful dish. Check in on our sauce. Yum. Mashed potato, simple. Boiled mashed potato, pass it through a press, get that nice fluffy mashed potato, and then hit it with some hot milk and cold butter. Just continue to whip it with a rubber spatula. So I actually like to use, let's say 60% cream and about 40% milk, because you're gonna add a ton of butter to this. And if you add too much, the potato can't absorb so much fat, so it almost breaks. You can see that fat separation. By heating the milk and or cream mixture, you allow the starch and that liquid to be at the same temperature, right? So that's really important to allow that emulsification process. And I mean, I've had to spend years and years perfecting this potato in the fanciest restaurants around. All right, mashed potatoes looking amazing. Green bean almondine is finished, and our sauce looks delicious. Now it's time to bring this all together. So what I'm looking for in doneness, my grandma actually taught me this. She taught me this with pancakes. You look for the edge, right? When the edges are starting to brown, that's how you know when to flip. At this point, what you want to do to create that even heat, this is nice and brown, a little lighter in this area, you can just baste over top, maybe add some of those beautiful herbs. That's going to help give you the even color, right? Because we eat with our eyes first. Those small steps, those nuances are what elevate your cooking game. Smells incredible. All right, chicken fried steak is finished. Now it's time to bring it together, my favorite part. Start with a beautiful dollop of mashed potato. Just love to add a tiny bit of zest. Really awakens the green beans. Delicious chicken fried steak. Yum. And of course, the best part, the sauce. I mean, I don't know about you, but this is a next level TV dinner if I ever had one. Hug my whole soul. There you have it. Chicken fried steak, definitely leveled up. Gordon, I hope you like it.
Thank you so much for watching Next Level Kitchen, and please do not forget to subscribe for more exciting videos and visit the description below to get the full recipe.